today's speaker, in fact, is none other than Mr. Sivanandhan, who is a known face in Mumbai. And, I mean, I will say that he is such a versatile personality that he has, mingles with the most elite in Mumbai, and also has the credit of, catching some of the criminals of Mumbai. So, that is the kind of wide bandwidth the personality carries. And today he is going to spend with us time on some of the topic which is most relevant in today's times, and most of us face it in our day-to-day life, which is cyber security. Actually, I had personally had an experience of some cyber fraud in my personal life, and I approached Mumbai Police cyber cell around 2 years back, and I was amazed with the speed with which they actually, responded. Similarly, recently I was a small baby at our place. My daughter was blessed, and we had to, go for his passport. The way my experience with the police verification and all that was amazing. So my heads off to Mumbai Police and to sir for setting up such principles and systems in Mumbai Police. So thank you very much, sir, for joining this session. I take this privilege to introduce him. Mr. D. Sivanandhan has retired as the Director General of Police, Maharashtra, after 35 years of a very, very distinguished service in IPS. He has served as Commissioner of Police for Mumbai, Thane, and Nagpur. He worked for 6 years in Intelligence Bureau as well. 6 years in Mumbai Crime Branch as Additional Commissioner of Police Crime and Joint Commissioner of Police Crime. 3 years as a Joint Director of Central Bureau of Investigation. 3 years as Deputy Inspector General of Naxal affected Gadchiroli area, which all we know that what happens there. He has received practically all the police medals for his meritorious and distinguished services in the force. He is working with 15 NGOs as an advisor. That's wow, sir. Our congratulations, and we are so proud to have you with us. He is the managing trustee of Mumbai Roti Bank and has served 7.8 plus million free meals during the pandemic. So, sir, we welcome you to the session, and we look forward to a very enriching experience with your deliberations and also a discussion with you. So, all is yours, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for bearing with me, and I am grateful to BMA and all these people who are associated with these activities. I am just loading my PPT. Can you see this on your screen?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Sir. Yes.
Okay, sir. That's lucky. I'm very lucky. God is great. My faith in God has increased because I have done this many times. It does drop me dead. Okay. Good evening, all the office bearers, president, secretary, and all others. Thank you very much, sir, for introducing me. And I'm talking about a subject which is completely, it is a cyber storm. The cyber storm is sweeping all across the world, and with that, I think one has to be careful. My thing is stuck. My PPT is stuck. Yeah, I got it. So everyone, if you reopen the newspapers, this is what we come to see, that this is the most dangerous criminal you will ever face in your career, because they have no face at all. and they can work anywhere from the world, and anywhere they can attack and get away with that. Later, I will take time to explain how the criminals from North Korea had worked from Mauritius or elsewhere and took away $83 million from Bank of Bangladesh, which was deposited in New York in the Federal Reserve. And the money went to Manila, and from there it vanished and nothing has been detected. So we could all be victims. In today's Times of India, if you see page number 3-4, there is an item. Indian Express, there is an item.
मेरे से आड़े में बात करता था मेरे को ना.
Would you kindly unmute, all of you?
Yeah. So Lakshmi, can you put everybody else on mute?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Sorry, sir.
That's it. So that's it. You can see in a minute, without oxygen, we can live for a day. But we can't live without internet for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, particularly the children and the youngsters. If you can all see how many billions of activities take place in a minute's time in the internet in 2021. In 2022, it should be much more. In YouTube, 500 hours of content is uploaded. In Instagram, 695,000 stories are shared. And Netflix, 8,000 subscribers are watching. And in WhatsApp, 69 million messages are sent. If this is the kind of frantic activity in the dark web also, equally frantic activities are taking place. I have downloaded this from today's newspaper, ladies and gentlemen. There is a fake hotel website and someone wanted to book there, and they booked and they answered, and then they took money, and then the con man was posing as the staff of the hotel, and everything looks very genuine here. Even when you go to Amazon or any such thing where you book, you lose money. I know a friend of mine in Pune, 36,000 rupees lost. Even in Mumbai, so many others lost. In that right-hand side, what I have put is what appeared today in the newspaper. A 20-year-old woman working as BPO has become a victim and lost 1 lakh of rupees because this lady ordered something on the online fashion store. It was intercepted by a cyber criminal, and he posed as the online store worker and took away 1 lakh of rupees. So cyber harassment cases about women are seeing a very big upswing in the pandemic time. It could be 500% or 800% time. All the details are given in the news item. You can see in today or yesterday's Times of India. This also is a very, very latest news I'm sharing with this, because every day this comes. I'm showing only 1 or 2 items to you for showing that it is a wide sweep. In 3 cyber fraud cases, senior citizens of Mumbai, including a 82-year-old businessman from Walkeshwar, a chartered accountant, and a 73-year-old woman, lost nearly a total of 4.25 lakhs. The unidentified accused had called them up and asked them to update their KYC details for their SIM cards. It can be SIM card, it can be credit card, or it can be online payment of your electricity bill, or anything and everything, even about your health and various other things they ask. Now, the latest fraud is about your 3rd booster jab, that is your vaccination. They say that, okay, we'll send you a OTP and you will give it to me and this and that and all, and your money from the bank account goes like a thin ice. The caller said if it were not done, the card would be blocked. They got afraid. It is not clear if the same person had called up these 3 complainants, but all of them put together have lost money. So what is it we can do? This is the bully boy case. I wrote a recent article in FPJ, Free Press Journal. I can refer that to your executive people. They can share it with others. This is the latest example of harassment of women who are facing online harassment. These is all various sections are applied, but the point is, the youngsters, the ones who are arrested, one is from Bangalore, one is from Uttarakhand, one is from Delhi, one is from Northeast, and they are all 19, 20, 21 years old. What was done? They had selected 103 Muslim women, prominent faces, and they have put them up for sale, that is for auction. What a humiliation it is. And now the Mumbai police is handling, Delhi police is handling, but then earlier it was done in the name of Sully deals. So this is what is happening in the internet world. This is from the American example I am giving. So prediction for 2022 is this, that all these faces are not real faces. They are all artificial intelligence generated faces. They are using for fakes, for faking your identity, for faking your licenses, for social security card and things like that. So prediction for 2022 for USA, which is also applicable to the whole world, because of the cyber fraud or cyber activity, the whole world has become one small village. Synthetic identity fraud increases with deeper and better fakes and expansion to synthetic businesses. These people do not exist. They are all AI generated. So when the AI is generating the faces, it can look like you or me also. And also our 1 billion Aadhaar cards have been hacked. So your identity could be used by somebody else. Second prediction for 2022 is government agencies are compelled to deal with identity frauds more and more. Cases of defamation and fraud on social media have recorded a little over 100% increase from 2,174 in 2020 to 4,357 in 2021. What is true of USA is true of India also, because we are also having same amount of internet users and others. 3 is fintech fraud is going to force companies to rethink fraud controls. The banks and others, lending platforms, 9 out of the top 10 PPP. PPP is that where they paid compensation during COVID time, $1,200 or more is PPP. PPP lenders with the highest suspicious PPP fraud loans are finance and technology institutions. P2P apps, fraud rates on Cash App grew 300% in 2021, while the app usage only increased by 16%. The neobanks, fraud and risks have increased so much, some of the merchants are been blocking new banking cards. So this is about India. Governments will push banks to take over more liability for the scamsters' work. The banks have to take, because within 3 days, if you are informing the bank, the RBI circular says the banks have to take the liability. You can see the graph, the pie picture, and what are the top spammers in India. And you look at the Brazil. Look at the on the right side picture. Brazil has most spammers per person on an average per month in the last 6 months. These are the 6 worst hit countries. A person on an average in a month got 32.9, that is 33 spam messages. Peru 18.02, Ukraine 18%, India 17%, Mexico 15%, Indonesia 14%. I am also getting so many spam mails offering sex, offering service, offering body massage to my heart's content, and somebody offering $200 million, and so many other free offers are coming. But the minute I click on that, my bank balance would become 000 very fast. Prediction 5, ladies and gentlemen, is that fraud automation tools could enable newbies to engage large frauds. This is youngsters of 18, 19, 20 would be creating OTP bots and account opening bots, loan application bots, credential stuffing bots, social engineering bots. These bots can be created by you. I also joined this SP Jain College of Management for 1 year for finance and technology course. I paid 4.5 lakhs of rupees. The first period or the first lecture was how to create a bot, B-O-T, bot. Robo is short form is bot. So with this, fraudsters can automatically, rapidly accelerate their fraud activities. Now you can see in the last 1 year how many data breaches have taken. Data is just simply nothing but treasury for the business people like you. Your data is family. Your data is closest to your heart. So last year, 87 million breaches. Because of that, the freezing or encrypting would take place. And because of that, they can ask for ransomware. Now look at this Indian statistics. What I showed was predictions for 2022 in the USA and also the whole world. Now here, what happened in India is 88% of organizations worldwide experienced spear phishing attempts in 2019. I've given you the reference in bracket. 68% of business leaders feel their cybersecurity risks are increasing. In wherever I'm also working in 10 companies as an independent director, the cybersecurity risk is the first and foremost there. And RBI is hammering on the banks to create more and more cybersecurity and awareness. On an average, only 5% of the company's folders are properly protected. Imagine, 95% of the folders are data folders of the companies are not protected. They're lying open. 95% of cybersecurity breaches of 87 million breaches we are talking about are caused by human error and not by the computer error. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to see the number 2 point. 95% of the cybersecurity breaches are caused by the human error. For example, the piloting of the helicopter where the General Bipin Rawat was killed, it was a human error. The helicopter was 147 crores worth, cyber driven, but human error cost is death. In the same way, in your offices or in personal capacity, if you are losing money, it is because of the human error and not because the computer has done something wrong. The worldwide information security market is forecast to reach information security market. Mind this, it's not information market. The market where you are securing your information would reach $170.4 billion in 2022. Why don't we start this business? If we can, BMA and we can start together. The next one is data breaches. That is that 80 million I showed you exposed 36 billion records in the first half of 2020. That is in India alone. The top malicious email attachment types are, let us say, @Sivanandhan@.doc document, or @Sivanandhan@.dot, or @Sivanandhan@.executive, AXE. The earlier one put together was 37%, and the next one is 20%. Symantec is a company which is giving you protection from the cyber attacks. So when such email attachment comes, they are malicious. It could, you open that and your whole machine is hijacked by the hijackers, whether they are Nigerians or anybody, doesn't make any difference. Your whole business is gone. This is where, ladies and gentlemen, there is a new problem about the companies called the middleman attack, man in the middle attack. That is, your computer is compromised because you opened a malicious email, and with this, whomever you have business, their email and the computer also is hacked by the Nigerian fraudster or anybody. Then when you have to make a payment to them or they have to make a payment, they can divert it to themselves. We are losing billions of rupees. Ladies and gentlemen, it's happening in Mumbai. I have been asked to help quite a few companies where they have lost crores of rupees. When such emails come, somebody has to open it. Without opening, they have to see. And in case there is a telephone number, you have to call your business associate, find out why is it your money is not being sent to New York? Why are you asking it in Manila or somewhere else? So that is called man in the middle attack. It is ransomware. Freezing all your data is happening in a big way. Man in the middle attack is also happening now in a big way in Mumbai. 86% of breaches were financially motivated. Paisa nahi hai to crime kyun karega wo? The second one is 10% were motivated by espionage. Espionage is nothing but spying. 45% of the breaches featured hacking. 17% involved malware. Malware is they send you a Trojan horse malware. You open either in the SMS or in the email, and then you get hacked. And 22% involved phishing. Between January 1, 2005 and May 2020, that is 15 years, there have been 11,762 recorded breaches, ID theft. The next one is the 5 biggest security trends. Earlier, I showed you the USA. I'm showing you now what will happen in India as well as elsewhere. This artificial intelligence powered cybersecurity will be playing a big role. The growing threat of ransomware, that is freezing your data or encrypting your data and asking for money in bitcoins to defreeze it or de-encrypt. This is the next one to happen. The internet of vulnerable things, internet of things, IoT, now how vulnerable it is, you will know in the year 2022. The next trend would be cyber security risk will grow, and exposure it's a key factor in partnership decisions. Wherever you are going for partnership, you'll be considering how good are they in cyber security and how less they are risky. The last one is regulation. Regulatory authorities like SEBI, RBI, and others are starting to catch up with the risk. Like I worked in the RBL, Ratnakar Bank Limited, as a director until last year. How much the RBI is hammering to bring the cyber security experts. Ladies and gentlemen, the common scams which are happening in India are personal emergency scam. Someone sends you, because they have hacked your email or some friend's email, saying that I am stuck in so-and-so hospital. Urgently, I need 10,000 rupees or 20,000 rupees. You send first and then check. But you have been defrauded. You owe me money scam. Online dating for the young girls, they are taken away to far off place. They are raped and they are videographed and they are put in the viral social media. These things have been happening. It is not a figment of imagination. It has been happening. And infected computer scam, IRS, Medicare, and social security scams. Trends in cyber security is fake currency and fake certificates, fake profiles, and defacement. 2 days before in the newspaper it came, Maharashtra police website has been defaced completely and they have not been able to. It came in the Times of India, first page. Third is attack with malwares, virus, or keyloggers. What is a keylogger? I'll tell you a little later. Attacks on banks and other systems, IoT devices, drones, medical devices, and automated cars. So in an international level, cybercrime and cyber terrorism will play a big way, like your COVID and Omicron or bio war by China. Cyber war also is possible and it is happening. Deliberate and anonymous use of ICTs for attacks on critical infrastructure, money laundering, online sale of drugs, wildlife products like tiger nails and things like that, absence of international mechanism to help each other. Like, for example, in Mumbai, all the ransomware cases, Mumbai police is telling that they are unable to help because it is done by Russian mafia, and Indian Maharashtra police has to go to MEA, Ministry of External Affairs in Delhi, and they to write to Moscow and things like that. National level, cyber terrorism by Pakistan or China against us can happen. For example, 2020 October, Mumbai power electricity supply was stopped by the China hackers as a warning. Attacks on critical infrastructure, DDoS is million emails will attack and make them non-functional. That is DDO, denial of service. Cyber hacktivism, website intrusion and malware propagation, malicious code and spread of botnets. Remember, in the earlier slide, I had shown that how youngsters can create bots and defraud you. This is that. Cyber pornography can be introduced in your mobile or on your laptop, and somebody can blackmail you. And scanning and probing for cyber espionage is also possible. At an organizational level, as a corporate, as a company, website intrusion. I mentioned defacement. I mentioned about the Maharashtra police website being hacked 3 days before it came in Times of India. Domain stalking. That means you have a website domain. Somebody can stalk and take over and ask for money from you. Malicious code, cyber espionage, DDoS, and targeted attacks, advanced persistent threats, data theft, and insider threats. These are corporates and companies like yours, what you own. Individually, again, cyber crime, abuse through social networking sites. I told you about the bully buy or selly deals. Identity theft, financial scam, that is data manipulation, and various others. Social engineering and abuse through emails, where lottery scam, Ponzi scams, pyramid scams, Nigerian scams can take the money from you. So you have to be careful. So these are all risks. So at the people level, process level, technology level, what you have to do is what is given in this thing. Security policy and regulatory compliance, awareness program, access control at the process level, security audit, that is VAPT, vulnerable attempts. They can security audit can be done either by E&Y or by PwC and various others. Incident after it happened, how quickly you respond to that. Technology wise, you can go in for encryption of your data, firewall, your IDs, antivirus programs, all this you can update it on a daily basis. Do you know that a young man can shut down a government sitting in his apartment or basement? He can steal money without touching the crime scene, and he can control and crash a highly priced car by driving it from behind, and he can rob a bank of billions of dollars in minutes. Minutes means it can take months, but the process takes place in minutes. He can shut down power grids and nuclear power plants. He can assume the identity of billions of victims, and he can do a cyber murder. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, people can be murdered through this cyber way. How? If anybody has a, let us say, a pacemaker in the heart, somebody can have a remote control and make him jump and die. The postmortem will show that this man died of the malfunctioning of the pacemaker. If somebody has an insulin dropping system attached to his body, it will drop insulin whenever the blood shows the drop of insulin. But somebody through remote can drop the entire amount of insulin, the man will die. What will the postmortem say? It will say it is a malfunctioning of the machine. That is a cyber murder for you, ladies and gentlemen. These are all the crimes, cyber crimes, which can happen to all of us. I will go and give details. In villages, the mobile recharge takes place in a shop. That guy can introduce pornography or anything for those girls and blackmail them and do whatever they like on them, including rapes. Debit card, credit card cloning by devices which can copy your system by coming closer to you and taking away your money because CVV number is also there. This is a keylogger I mentioned earlier. It's a malicious malware that may be installed in your computer for recording your user keystrokes. For example, now when I punch my opening the password, that is, let us say 892345, this keylogger will inform the criminal that in that series I had struck the keys, and they can use the same password to open my email or mobile and take away all the money from the bank. This is a malicious program. SMS can be spoofed, and you can be your mobile can be taken control by them. I send an SMS with an attachment, you open that, and your mobile becomes under my control. Calls, anybody can mimic the words of your near and dear one, like wife, daughter, son, and they can give an alarming message that so and so is admitted in the hospital, take you away, and do all the possible crimes. Ransomware is encrypting and asking money to decrypt your data of your company. This is happening in Mumbai in a big way now. Mumbai police is unable to help. Cyber stalking can happen to a man or woman. That this is a crime, and this stalking and harassment takes place through electronic means. You should go to the police and register. These are morphing of pictures. Earlier I showed you artificial intelligence generated pictures. With this man can sing a Hindi song or a Bhojpuri song. I'm sure all of you have seen Donald Trump dancing to a Hindi song or a Bhojpuri song. I have seen that. That is all morphing. Profile hacking happens when your email or social networking site is accessed by a stalker who then compromises that and misuses it. These are those deadly games girls and boys play called blue whale or whatever it is. Ultimately, by the end of it, at the 40th or 50th day, the boy or the girl is asked to either kill somebody or kill themselves, commit suicide. It happens. So you have to be careful as to how we are communicating with our children. These are call letters, fake call letters from RBI or TCS or Infosys and all. They take 40,000-50,000 rupees from the probable candidates who are seeking for jobs, and the money has never been traced or recovered. Deep fake is a technique that is used to combine and superimpose new images on your images, and it will look as if you have done the whatever dialogue or song or whatever you do, you have done that. Dating website, females are all taken through the royal garden path. They are emotionally manipulated by smooth talkers. They can be men or women, and these dating websites can take them, cheat them of money or modesty or whatever it is. Camera hacking is your camera is switched on by the hacker, and they can record whatever you're doing in the privacy of your room, in the house or office or wherever it is. Social trolling is posting inflammatory messages or visuals about a person. This is done by BJP or Congress and various others for political purposes. Privately, also it can be done. Cyberbullying is another crime where the use of technology to harass you, to threaten you, to embarrass you, or to target any person. Online threats are very mean, aggressive, or rude texts, or tweets, or posts, or messages. All these things will be called cyberbullying. Going to the police is the only way. Look at this addiction of games. I mentioned about Blue Whale. Kerala, online game. This is gambling. Addiction takes boys' life. Times of India, 19/11/21. 13-year-old's gaming addiction cost his mother 22 lakhs in Amritsar. The Tribune, 10th December 21. Dinner and loot for many Indians, mobile gaming is ruining their health. Nearly 10% of young school kids in Japan are considered internet and gaming addicts. So like this, it goes on and on and on. This gaming disorder, this is increasing, and it is increasing in thousands of crores. You can see the bottom line projection. According to All India Gaming Federation, India's online gaming industry is expected to be worth 15,500 crores by 2023. That is just next year. You can see in other countries also how this online gaming. This is a deadly blue whale game I mentioned. So Brazilian data breach took away 220 million people's data. This is much more than the population of Brazil. That means everybody would have had multiple data, multiple identities, multiple cards, all that were stolen. This is cyber criminals stole data of 7 million shoppers of this company, Bonobos, and they put it all in the for free, all the credit card, and others were thrown away in the dark web for people to use or misuse. Microsoft Exchange mass cyber attack, it happened, and it is estimated that 9 government organizations, over 60,000 in the US, were impacted as the attackers exploited 4 zero-day vulnerabilities in Microsoft Exchange server. So this is another massive cyber attack of Kia Motors in the USA. They were demanded $20 million for decrypting their data. They refused to pay and suffered a huge loss in business. So Bombardier airplane manufacturer, again, all their suppliers, customers' details were leaked, and their employees' details were also leaked. In Florida water supply, in February 21, they added poisonous sodium hydroxide level to the highest possible level, which could contaminate the water, drinking water supply. Acer is a computer manufacturing company. They did data breaches there, and the ransomware attempted to charge $50 million for the release of sensitive data. Acer reportedly refused to pay the demand, but they suffered unintended consequences. Please be aware of what happened to Acer, a computer manufacturing company. So this is about India's CoWIN app they had hacked. That is, we are taking all these jabs, that is CoWIN. Then SolarWind is one of the biggest cyber attack ever in the world. The world has suffered with that SolarWind. LinkedIn, it is 756 million members. More than 200 countries was hacked and delivered in the open site. LinkedIn, all of you are members of LinkedIn. Air India was attacked and they took away the customers' details. So was Indian Railways, called IRTC. So this is what 45 million customers' details were out in the open. So the city cyber police has managed to solve only 15% of cyber offenses registered till October 31st. It is minuscule. 85% are not detected, or many cases are not registered at all. So be careful about prevention. And this, as the pandemic pushes, digital payments and online frauds are becoming more and more common. For example, Janadhan Yojana, or government automatically putting money in your bank account and things like that. With that, more and more hacking and more financial frauds would happen. As I showed you in the beginning, what they were doing in the USA. So work from home, most of us are working from home. That's why we are doing this online program. So that has increased the number of cyber attacks. In 2020, India reported 1.6 million cases related to cybersecurity, which was 3x higher than the previous year. Undoubtedly, the increasing number of cyber crimes is one of the biggest risks that flourishing economy of India, which is largely depending upon technological developments. Number of cyber attacks India has already crossed 6,700,000 in the first 6 months of 21, and cyber experts fear it is going to increase. Ransomware, I mentioned earlier, it is increasing year on year by 64%. 64% between August 2020 and July 2021. Ransomware is freezing your data and asking money for de-encrypting or defreezing. This is web-borne threats doubled in India in quarter 2. Quarter 2 is September, October, November, compared to quarter 1 in 2021. So Kaspersky product detected and blocked around 8.3 crore different internet-borne cyber threats on the devices of KS and participants in India, compared to the number of threats detected in the period between Jan to March 2021, which was around 3.76 crore. Imagine, in quarter to quarter, the increase is from 3.76 crore to 8.36 crore. This is, ladies and gentlemen, number of attacks blocked by Kaspersky. Number of attacks blocked by Kaspersky. So these are not incidents. Cloud hacking, India is now the second most favorite target nation after the United States. So when you are uploading all your data in cloud, you could as well be careful. If you want start any new business, it could be all related to data loss protection, because I mentioned about ransomware earlier. So if you can come up with projects, if you can come up with algorithms which can protect the data of individuals or the companies, you will be running a multi-billion-dollar business. So this is a business opportunity for BMA members. So here is the common material, common appliances we are using in the house. They all can be hacked. Be careful about that. Everything, your Siri or Alexa or your TV and various things are analyzing you. They are studying your likes and dislikes. What do you buy? What do you order? What do you dislike? And things like that. These are all hackable. So you have to be careful about this also. You can see what are all things we are using daily in the house. It can be any number of instruments. Man gets pornographic material on phone and extortion messages coming from a woman. Woman means it is allegedly a woman. Really, it could be man or woman. We don't know the cyber criminal. This is 40 substations of power in Telangana faced attack from China. Even Mumbai here, this is about Mumbai, October 2022, the entire Mumbai lost complete power supply because China gave a warning signal. This came in the newspaper. Even the energy minister, Nitin Rawat, had come and said. The PM, our own most respected Prime Minister Modi's website was hacked by these guys from maybe abroad, or if that is not protected, what happens? Over 100 million credit and debit card holders' data has been leaked. The details are given here, and these are all belonging to Amazon, Make My Trip, Swiggy, and others. The Bangalore-based startup acknowledged that some of its users' data had been compromised in August 2020. SBI had lost its customers point, and this one, SBI's managers allegedly calling you for a variety of things, are all actually operating from Jamtara, a place from Jharkhand, a criminal. There is a Netflix movie called Jamtara. I request all of you to watch that. Those entire villagers are doing that as a profession. Sexual harassment goes online and complaints are all pouring in. This is Mumbai. This is Mumbai, not a foreign country. This is the Jamtara village I told. The entire village is doing only online crimes. They call you as a bank manager and threaten to freeze your credit card or bank account and all. We give away our personal OTP and details and lose money. There is another similar village in Romania where 1 lakh villagers or people are doing only cyber crime. And here, your Donald Trump's election was hacked by Russians and there was an inquiry. Hillary Clinton's emails were hacked. That is Guccifier 2.0 was the hacker. He put down about 3 lakh emails and opened it up. She was the state secretary. This is the president of Turkey. Again, 3 lakh. His name of the hacker is Phineas Fisher. He also opened it up. You all know about that guy, Julian Assange and Edward Snowden, what all they did. This is that famous case which I mentioned, Bank of Bangladesh. People sitting in some other foreign country belonging to North Korea hacked this Bangladesh bank account and they were there for a long enough time. On a Friday evening, they ordered $1 billion to be released in Manila. Federal Reserve released it over Saturday and Sunday. Monday morning, the money, $83 million reached Manila. It just vanished through casinos. No, 6 years now, ladies and gentlemen, 6 years of investigation, nothing has been revealed. So cyber spying has come to India in a big way, and you have to be careful about who is spying on you. This is the cryptocurrency, which is in the newspapers. A very current flavor is that the Tokyo-based cryptocurrency has been, the exchange has been hacked, and the loss is allegedly $532 million was stolen by the hackers in one swoop. You know about this Cosmos Bank in Pune. In one few sweeps, they took away 80 crores about 2 years before. They gave 3 days gap and again they swept another few times and took away 14 crores. 94 crores lost in Cosmos Bank in Pune. So these are the online festive shopping attracts cybercrime because there is a surge. These Dr. Reddy's, this COVID, Covax and all that, they have been hacked and they ask for money. This is that online supermarket portal. Personal data of 2 crore users was allowed to be leaked. Big Basket is a sufferer. This is the disinformation in social media. Fake news and various other things are all thrust on you and we are all lapping it up. And the political parties are using this for their advantage. The next one is IoT, Internet of Things, and the 5G, which is coming. So with the 5G coming, more and more crimes, we are more at a risk to lose more and more money. And there is a greater risk of cyber attacks on Internet of Things. So you have to be careful from 4G. This is quantum computing. With the advances of quantum computing, the cyber criminals also become that very advanced and more powerful. These are vehicles which can be driven by others because your vehicles are driven by computer-based systems. And EVM security, data privacy, and what is the solution? Use strong and unique passwords. Unique passwords. I told you earlier, 95% of the hacking takes place because of human error. Computers don't allow you to hack. So make your passwords can be long, 12 digits or 15 digits, and nobody can hack that unless you give it away. Use your privacy settings and update it. Make sure your internet connection is secure. Don't keep it on when you're out on tour or holiday. And use a secure VPN connection. Think before checking any spam mails which are having that .doc or .exe and things like that. Be careful of what you are posting online. Health, doctor, there's Google Doctor and various other things. You be careful about Googling symptoms and all that. This is about investments. Always deal with SEBI registered or authorized intermediaries. Try getting maximum information. It is important to understand the liquidity and safety aspects of investment. You are all business people, so I don't have to tell you. Don't automatically install any software just because it is free. This is very, very true of India. Anything free, we lap it up. We form a queue and take it. Be wary of suspect attachments. Don't ever open any attachment sent to you by unknown people. And never trust an email that asks for your personal account details. The smart scamsters are warning you in their email that scamsters are going to scam you. So you trust them and lose money. Shopping and banking, your online banking, your OTP and various others, you have to be very, very careful about that. Ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, it is like building a fantastic glass house and leaving one glass open. Pigeons will come, crows will come, and the entire building gets completely ruined. It is called broken windows theory. So in your cybersecurity also, the weakest link allows everyone to enter your computer system and take away your data, your money, your bank account, and various other things. So be careful. Awareness is the only solution, nothing else. Allow me to speak about Roti Bank. We formed it in January 1819. We gave only 1 million meal because we took leftover meals. But because of pandemic, all the parties and marriages were cancelled. We made our own kitchen and we delivered to these kind of children and their parents to the extent, this is a New Year gift, Diwali gift, and various other gifts we give to the children. And this is how they look. And we gave 7.8 million meals. This is what the first line, 7.8 million meals. 1819, we gave 1 million. During pandemic time, we gave 68 lakh free meals we gave. A meal includes this: rice, roti, dal, and sabji. And sometimes I give a fruit also. When someone like you gives me, that is what it is. So we have an account. You can visit the website called Roti Bank Foundation or rotibankindia.org, and you can donate grains. Today we did a drive in Ashok Tower. We got about 400-500 kilograms of grains. The Ashok Tower is the place where I live. I wonder some of your members also live there. So this is how we are helping the poverty-stricken Indians during the pandemic time. With this, I end my presentation. It is 47 minutes from the beginning. Thank you very much. I can look forward to interaction. If anyone wants to note down my email, it is dsiva100@gmail.com. Thank you very much. You could please go ahead with the discussion if there are any. Thank you, madam.
So thank you very much, sir, for such a detailed presentation. And I will say that the data which you presented was mind-boggling actually, and it is scary too. There are many questions which have actually popped up in the chat box. So I will take the privilege of taking them one by one. So first, Gaurav asked that without OTP, how can somebody steal my money?
They can steal in multiple ways. OTP is only one of the systems. They can always come and clone your credit card. I told you in the dark web, if you go, there are millions of credit card details and credit cards are available. And your petrol pump or hotel or wherever there, they can clone your credit card and then take it away. OTP is only one of the two-way system where you are secure. But lots of people are parting their OTP because this Jamtara-based people or others threaten them that your account will be frozen, your credit card will be frozen, and all those things. You read the daily newspaper. Even today in the newspaper, youngsters have lost money, and online shopping and various other things. There no OTP is needed or not needed. The online shoppers will know as to how they would be cheated. There are multiple ways of cheating. OTP is only one of the ways. But if you lose your email account, for example, your mobile or your laptop, your entire banking details are there. Like with that, they can hack and they can get and take away your money without your knowledge. I told you, man in the middle. For example, your friend's computer is hacked and all the contact list is available in your friend's computer. Correct? Hello, sir. I hope you understand.
Yes,
like
sir.
My computer is hacked. You are my friend. I store in my computer or in my mobile your name, number, email ID, and various things. I hack your email ID and then get all your banking details and rob you. There are thousands of ways of doing it. Youngsters, if you ask 19, 18, 20-year-old people, they will tell you how many thousand ways they can cheat people like you and me. because we are little elderly. Next one, sir.
Yes, so same, Gaurav asked further that how do we know that our laptop or phone is hacked?
There are a lot of companies and there are a lot of apps. You can do search and you can use those apps or ask some youngsters are running companies. They can examine your. By and large, Apple and Apple products are not hacked. Difficult to hack them, but the Android ones are susceptible. There are a lot of companies which are offering those anti-virus protection, like Norton or Symantec and Kaspersky and various others. By upgrading those things, you can see that those viruses are removed from your thing. And you can also employ any company to check all your systems to see for malware or viruses which are embedded in your system. You can Google search and find out, but don't fall prey to the scamster again, okay? Because there can be scamsters who can have access to your system and they can scam you. Be careful about that. Like dawai leke jaane ke liye gaye, so that itself becomes poison. So it should not happen that way, okay? Right. Yes, sir. Next one.
Our own Mr. Ravi Krishnamurthy from SBI Life wants to ask, Ravi ji, if you can unmute yourself and ask the query.
Yeah, what I wanted to ask is, especially with bank scams,
Yeah.
What is the safety precaution to be taken, especially with our personal accounts, apart from OTP sharing, not taking unknown numbers, etc.
See, one simple thing, sir. You are a banker yourself, you know better. You can have 2 bank accounts like I have. And what I do, mobile, internet, banking and all that, I keep the minimum money so that even if my loss takes place by some negligence on my part, the loss is 5,000, 10,000 or something. Or also all the banks give credit cards where on the spot you can increase the credit limit from 5,000 to 3 lakhs to buy a Louis Vuitton bag. And then after buying the Louis Vuitton bag, you can bring back your credit limit to 5,000 rupees. So these kind of small steps, ultimately it is awareness, being careful. Once bitten, twice shy, they say. So you have to be careful, awareness and being careful. If you don't know this minefield in police and military language, I'll use this word minefield, where you put your foot in Gadchiroli, there can be a land mine which can blow you. So be careful about that. This is what I will say about banking and online frauds. Bank and frauds online is growing like anything. Credit card.
So would you also recommend that the mobile number that we use for our LinkedIn, Facebook, etc. is different from what we use for the bank?
You should take as many precautions as possible because it's very difficult to earn money. And what you have is your earned money. What others promise. A lot of people are falling prey to greed and lust. Greed and lust. So if you see, people are all even now falling prey for doubling of money in 2 months. Can you ever believe, you being a finance person, doubling of money in 6 years, 10 years? Earlier, Indira Vikas Patra used to say in 6 years we will double. Now, even after 11 years, my money has not doubled. So if anyone tells me that they will double my money in 6 months, I should run away from him faster than that Usain Bolt, that fastest runner. I should run. Whereas Indians run towards him. For example, in 20 days before, in Paidoni police station, they have registered a case where some cheat has cheated to the tune of lakhs of rupees from people with the promise of doubling the money in a short time. How do you double the money? You please tell me. So your greed is the basic reason where people are losing money. That's one main reason. Lust is meant for crimes. Greed and lust. Next one, sir.
Thank you, sir. Yeah,
thank you, sir.
So we have another Mr. Sunil Zadane. If you can, Sunil, if you can unmute yourself and ask the question. Sunil, you are there?
We'll go to the next one, sir.
Okay, yeah, we can. So Mr. Lalit Wazirani had some question. Lalit ji, if you can unmute.
Go to the next one.
Mr. The CA Pushpa wanted to know, is it safe to store Aadhaar and PAN card images in Google Photos?
It is safe to keep everything in Google or all those apps and various other things as long as you are not hacked or your friend is not hacked. But between you and me, I know Pushpaji very well personally. All our details are there in the KYC. We ran to banks and gave away our Aadhaar cards, our PAN cards, income tax. In the world, all your numbers are spilling all over. So you don't have to save anything. Anybody can go and hack all these systems and get your Aadhaar card and PAN number. With that, they cannot take away your money. Only government can freeze. If you fall foul of the ruling government, then they can freeze. ED or the others can go to your KYC through Aadhaar and PAN card and freeze all your accounts and make you penniless. That the government, ED, CBI, various others can do. But by putting it in Google or otherwise, neither you gain nor you lose. All your numbers are all floating around in the market for hacking, for otherwise. Okay. There is nothing secret about all of you. Madam Pushpaji, there is nothing secret that people cannot find out. On all your LinkedIn and other profiles, for example, you put up your car as a showpiece in this LinkedIn that I bought a Fortuner or something. From the registration, go hack into the RTO system and get all your details, your residence, your mobile phone number, every detail can be built up. I hope you are getting what I'm saying.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
People can build. You pay me money, madam, I'll get all the details about anybody. Okay. You can ask companies to give you entire profile of people. They will build up the entire profile and give for a fees,
No,
so
my
Aadhaar card, PAN card, all that will be available.
So if they can, not about the money, but if they can hack and use it for buying the SIM card or something, and using that
anything in the cyber world, it is the imagination which can take people to far off. I told you in my presentation, it is better to be a cyber criminal or a person who is protecting cyber crimes. Both ways you will take money. Either you become a fantastic detective, give all data protection methods, then you are not a criminal, or you become a cyber criminal like your Bank of Bangladesh. $83 million. How much is Indian rupees? $83 million is not a small joke. I told you about Cosmos Bank, 94 crores. If you and me can make it, we will be rich. Next one. Sir, next one.
Yeah. So we have Rasika, you had some question. Hello, if you can unmute and ask.
Hello, sir. This is Sunil. I was unable to turn on the mic.
Yeah, sorry. Yes, Sunil, please carry on.
Yeah, sir. So my question is, how would I know if I'm spending enough information on the internet? Like, as a layman, how would I know if I'm spending enough information? And are there any security related tools or controls? Like, is there network security or information security tool? I should buy that?
No. I'm not recommending any product or anything, sir, because I am not aware myself. I'm a policeman. I could even look outdated to you. I'm only bringing awareness to you, but I cannot recommend any product to you because it can let you down by the second or the minute. I told you the criminals are running into millions and billions of dollars, which they are using as investment and coming in with more and more security. In my presentation, I mentioned about the 4G, 5G, and various other developments. The first slide, you see, the criminals are 3 steps ahead of the government in buying technology, and they got lots of money to invest. So any product which I recommended you buy can become outdated in the next half an hour. I hope you're satisfied with my answer. So my request is, be aware that your exposure is limited. You update your privacy settings, see that you don't put all your eggs in one basket and things like that. You can't, like your COVID, go out and you get COVID, so you don't go out at all. But COVID comes through something else. So people have got COVID that way. So in the same way, you can take precautions, but you can't say that you're completely proof. You're completely protected yourself from such kind of financial damage.
Okay, so after all, privacy is the myth on internet, right?
You are not vulnerable, sir. Unless you go away and throw caution to the winds, you are not vulnerable. And as I mentioned, your financial exposure can be limited for online mobile transaction and various other things. If it is limited, even if they hack, they will walk away with only 5,000-10,000 rupees. But there is some other account which is not reflected in your mobile or email or any other things. That money will be safe. You will not lose all your money.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you
And
so much. Sir.
thank you, sir. And Rasika, you can unmute yourself. So a lot of
Yes.
questions are
Hello,
for you
sir. Good
today.
evening.
You can
First
get it
of all,
all on the
it's an
email. We can
absolute-
respond to them later.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Yes, good evening, sir. First of all, it's an absolute honor to talk to you.
Thank you.
And
ma'am.
I think this is the first time I'm talking to such a high dignitary. So I actually, in a way, you answered my question with the previous question, but I wanted to know if not owning any kind of electronic gadget will prevent you from cyber crimes.
Yeah, madam, absolutely. Absolutely. Even when you people go to commit crimes today, people, how do the policemen detect? Either by the CCTV cameras which are there, like Antilia, that bomb-laden jeep was kept outside Mukesh Ambani's residence. How did the police detect it? By the CCTV cameras, whichever, on the road or baju mein kahin tha and all that. Or use of your mobile. If you don't carry your mobile, your tracking, your caller identification, how many people you spoke. So the less exposure you have to electronic gadgets, the more and more you are protected from your cyber hacking. For example, if your phone is only limited to making calls and receiving calls, then all your internet banking and all will not be open to the people that way. Ultimately, my phone, which I have this, whether it is 12C or 11C or 6C, it is a basic communication equipment, whereas we are using this for 30 odd products it has replaced. Like Indian Telegraph Department has gone out of business because we send WhatsApp. In 1 second, it reaches, correct? There is an alarm clock. There is a photograph. What happened to your Kodak? What happened to Xerox machines? What happened to photocopying machines? All that has gone out of business because of one device is this. So if you can be careful about how you use or misuse this, your protection becomes better. But you can't go back to caveman, your old medieval stages and live without all these things, because somehow these things have become integral part of our life. You go out for half an hour without your mobile and see how you run back to your house and take away your mobile, correct? Or for men, I can say the minute your wife takes your mobile and starts examining, the husbands are all sweating, Give your mobile to all men. I will say, give your mobile to your wife for half an hour to examine and see what happens to you. Correct? Okay, next one. Sir.
So, Mr. Suresh Ramakrishna wanted to ask. I think he has raised his hand.
Yeah.
If you can.
Yeah. Hi. Actually, my question is: many of the organizations now they are taking unnecessary information. For example, a telephone SIM. When you want to get a SIM, you want to give date of birth and all the details. Why do they require such details?
See,
This may be a potential threat.
If we can see, even your mobile number is taken away by a chowkidar in any office building. Why is he taking my mobile number? He says, no, I'll send a system-based OTP. You show to me, then only I love you. So one fellow said to go to my own office. I have an office in that World Center 1, India Bull Center 1. He says, Arogya Setu dikao. During COVID time, I said, no, I don't download those doubtful apps. He said, you can't go to your office. I didn't go to my office, Mr. Suresh. I didn't go to my office because that Saukidar says I must download that app. Later in the parliament, when someone asks, Arey bhai, who has created this Arogya Setu app? All government departments said, we didn't create it. I hope you remember that parliamentary reply. So any Tom and Dick and Harry asks you for all your details, we are giving. One day, one income tax fellow called me and said, how much of advance tax you paid? I said, who the heck are you to ask me this? And we have given enough money for you to buy such advanced computing systems. He said, no, sir, we have to give it to finance minister as to how much of advance tax we have collected in this quarter. I said, you got computer systems, no? You work it out and tell Nirmala Sitharaman how much you collected. I'm not going to give you. So who is this fellow who is calling you, the unknown fellow, asking for such details? Their response to you for such things should be, hell with you, I'm not giving you.
No, the one more thing is when we want to get the basic information what we are giving for the mobile companies. The mobile companies, they merge and they are closing their data centers. There are a lot of things which are happening. So our data is not safe in those kind of mobile companies.
A victim as you, but I want to tell you something. When you and me are not getting our SIM cards, but how Jamtara people are getting 250 SIM cards every day. What kind of KYC are they giving? Have you seen a movie called Jamtara in Netflix? Huh? Please.
Yeah, I know about it.
There is another one called Pardon?
Yeah, I know about that movie.
I'm not able to hear
that's
you.
the crime.
You see that, and it is wonderful how people go every day, put SIM card. Once they finish with you, he takes away the SIM card and throws it in the river. He gets one more SIM card to call the next victim. Okay. So when they get so many SIM cards, you and me are not getting one SIM card. Because we are genuine people, we believe in systems and things like that. Yeah.
Sir,
Thank you very much.
On Zoom also, sir. Zoom is asking you to allow permission for audio, for video.
Madam, by mistake, we allow all these things I mentioned in my presentation.
But if we don't allow, then we don't get the software.
No, madam, you kindly listen to me for 1 minute only. In downloading any app or anything in a hurry, we don't read what all the system says, because it's a lamba chauda likhe bechta hai. You and me will quickly we say I agree, and then we download that app, because in a hurry I have to join your meeting. So Zoom says allow me this, allow me this, allow me this. I say yes, because I have to give you this lecture. In that, what all we agreed, we don't know. So we are in a hurry to download. I told you in my presentation, free apps, kuch bhi mila, so we very eagerly download it. Even in a program where G20 country ambassadors met in a foreign country, somebody gave free keychains with USB. The people all took it and put it in their laptops, and they were all hacked.
Right.
Ambassadors to progressive countries. So anything given free in the airport or anywhere, a keychain or something, via USB port, we all take it very easily and put it, because we are fond of getting free things. So even the app, when it is free, you don't download it, because what comes along with that, we don't know. That is my advice.
But sir, for using Zoom, we have to give them permission. Otherwise, we can't.
It is for you to approve whatever. It is like marriage. A lot of people are offering to marry. Whom you will marry, who one will not marry. It is their own choice. No? I can't tell anybody that you don't say yes to him or no to him. It is for you to decide whether Zoom is asking the right thing. Do I give permission or not? Otherwise, stay away from Zoom. Correct, no, madam?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
See, if I have to join you to Zoom to give this lecture, I have to allow this, allow that. In a hurry, I'm in tension because I have to join your meeting and give this lecture. I say yes for everything. What all I have said yes, only when my money goes away or something happens to me, I know later.
Sir, our past president, Mr. Chauhan, wants to ask that, would you say that if one avoids doing internet banking transaction from mobile and do it from laptop or desktop, one can be reasonably safe?
Say yes, sir. But I told you earlier, your internet is available, your Wi-Fi is hackable, your laptop and other things are hackable. If you are not hackable, your friend's laptop has been hacked. That is why somebody, I don't know whether any one of you got an email saying that a friend from you saying that I am stuck in the London airport, there is an emergency, send me £1,000. And a lot of people send, because not your laptop has been hacked, somebody else's laptop has been hacked. your name appears in his laptop as a friend with email automatically. I hope you all got that such kind of, I get lot of emails I get asking for money and asking for help and things like that. So it is not necessarily that you are safe because you are not using your mobile, you are using your laptop. Somebody else's system has been hacked, your bank has been hacked, then what happens to your accounts and other things? Correct, no? See, we
So,
are all, what I'm trying to say, sir, is that we are all interlinked to other activities. No country can today say that I'm completely protected, I have a firewall around me. We are interlinked. We are together living in a global village. I don't have to hack yours. I can hack your friends and all your details are there in his computer.
So that's
Because
true,
you are in touch with him daily.
I just wanted to say that relatively, you know, if you avoid using the internet banking from your mobile, you are relatively safer.
Sir, you are reasonably safe. I know Mr. M.K. Chavan, you can give your money to me, you will be much more safe, sir. I know Mr. M.K. Chavan, so I could take the liberty of joking. Sir, answer is yes. Your answer is yes. Reasonably, you can be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Reasonably.
And sir, our executive member, Dr. Vigyan Verma, wanted to ask some question. Vigyanji, if you can unmute. Vigyanji, you are there? Otherwise, Rasika, if Rasika is there, Rasika can ask.
She asked already.
No, Rasika did not ask.
Yeah, I answered her question.
Okay, I think she asked. Sorry, I missed that. Yeah, and then there is one question that does GDPR system in Europe, can it be implemented in India?
I really don't know what is GDPR system. So I can't answer that because what is GDP, I know, but what is GDPR of Europe is I have not seen.
Am I audible? It's my question.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir, it's a great honor to speak with you right now. So I'm Sonika Raut and I've been working as a software engineer. I've been designing websites for Europe countries, and in that they have a crime rule, like specifically they have laws out there regarding GDPR. That is, you can't use the personal data of any user in spite of he creating an account in like he's signing up in your website, he's using your website, still in spite of your database having the data, you can't access that. So there are very strict laws for personal data. But in India, for example, if you create an account in some bank, the other bank tries to message you or tries to contact you where you have never been in such banks. So your personal data has directly been accessible in India. So can we have such like GDPR kind of systems where European countries are following it? We can implement it in India for cyber security. What do you feel, sir?
We can, ma'am, data privacy law is coming. You have read in the newspapers earlier that so many banks' account details were sold by an employee. I remember reading in the newspaper, I don't want to name the bank, that bank employees have stolen the data of the customers and they have given. For example, various clubs which you are member of, their data can be sold to anybody else. All your data from Amazon or Swiggy or various other details can be stolen by anybody and sold to others. So whatever system you are recommending, I don't know what it is. So take it. I'm not a software engineer like you. I am a mere policeman. So my knowledge on software and hardware is very zero. So if it protects people, if data privacy law is good, definitely all those things the government can think. There are agencies in government of India who are trying to bring lot of changes every day. But in the internet, every minute improvements take place, and so are the risks. Like we are in 4G, 5G is already being tested in other countries. Along with 5G, a lot of vulnerabilities will also come. So this internet law, IT law 2000, it was made and it became obsolete in the next one day or 1 month. So government is not able to make new laws at the rate at which science and technology is developing. So if GDPR of Europe is good, then if before you follow, somebody else will do something and make it redundant. So awareness is the only thing I would recommend, madam. Constant awareness. But if this, what GDPR, I don't know, so I'm not able to comment. If it is good, you can recommend to the government, and government of India could consider that and do that. So I will agree with you without knowing what is the subject you are talking or what is the subject I'm talking about. Awareness is what I will recommend. Law becomes obsolete by the minute. Every minute IT law becomes obsolete because some new product comes, some new things. Every youngster, 5-year, 10-year-old youngster today are coding. All your grandchildren are all coding now. So new things will come and new products will come. So they make other things obsolete.
Yes, sir.
Awareness is the only thing, madam. What you look before you leap, they say. So before we take a leap and jump, check the water is how much is the depth of the water. That's what they say in the old English proverb.
Yes, sir. True.
And sir,
Thank you.
there is one question from Mr. Ashish. She wants to know, with online education, a lot of voice videos and photos are online. How to delete it? Is there any right to be forgotten?
I have no answer. I'm not a
You do not. You may
technically
not be. Yeah,
qualified
of course.
person.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
you tell him I'm a policeman. My knowledge is zero.
Yeah.
Poor.
And
How to
our
delete
past
something?
president.
See, I would only answer anything which you do in the computer activity, you leave a trace. You can't delete anything and get away with it. Okay. But the more you delete, the more. For example, I will give you the old example of Nixon, Watergate scandal. What all they did, they deleted it. But in the basement, they had a supercomputer which had got all the deleted messages. Somebody could rebuild and go up to the level of impeaching Nixon. He was not impeached, but they started the process to impeach Nixon for Iran Gate, if you remember. A very old system. So deleting doesn't solve your problem. How to delete? I don't know. I also delete, but it is there. Any computer activity, you leave a trace. Yes, sir. Next one.
Chaji, you are there?
Yes, sir, I'm there, but we lost you, so I didn't know it's my turn. Thank you, sir.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
No problem, sir. So, sir, it was such a delight to listen to you. This was the third time we heard you in BMA, and as usual, it was so engaging. I have a very simple question. I mean, the way you say that you're not an IT expert, but since you're a policeman, so as a layman who doesn't understand IT much, what are those thumb rules? One thumb rule each, sir, that you use while using your computer for mails, you use your phone for making calls, and you use your cards for making payments. One thumb
rule is having a strong password of 10 digits to 12 digits with a combination of big case letter, small case letter, some asterisk mark and all that. So there is a software called Doxy, DOXY. If that is used by a thief, it gives him a billion options of software to hack your system. A billion software. A billion passwords. This software called Doxy gives. But if you give a 10-digit or a 12-digit difficult password with a lot of asterisk marks and small letter number, this and that, it will take quite a few thousand years for any system to hack your system. What the only difficulty is, as Mr. Suresh asked me that earlier, we have got so many passwords for so many things. I don't know how to manage my passwords. For Netflix, I have a password. For bank, I have a password. For everything, I have a different password. So how many tough passwords can I have? If possible, you can have one tough password for everything and use, and if you can win that, then you will be highly protected. Normally, if you ask many people, even today, with so much of awareness, have a normal password called admin123. Your computer came with that, Not many people don't change that at all. Or they will say, in my case, if you want to hack my system, Siva, SIVA 123. You try that. For many people, it will open. So we should go in for a tough password. The next one, madam, is we being top officers, we give away our password to the junior officers to do your homework. Lot of top chaps, bosses, CEOs and others give their password to the secretary. Oh, मेरा email देख के वो reply कर देना. मैं party में जा रहा हूँ. My wife is calling me. I have to go for a party. So your password gets leaked in the organization. So that's what my presentation one slide said. 85% of all the attempts are human error.
Right.
So we once upon a time we were asked to check a bank, foreign-based UAE bank, based bank in Pune. So our people went with a small question-answer sheet and said, if you answer this, we'll give you an iPhone. The manager got that and put the CD into the system. We opened the branch and we opened the head office in UAE also. After 1 year, they improved the system and they asked us to again go and do this checking. BAPT means how vulnerable are they? You go and do the checking, surprise check. We go and offered a foreign tour, Bangkok. You can go to Bangkok and come. So we gave him something and some other guy put it in the system. Again, we opened. So I mentioned earlier that as long as the people have their weaknesses of going to Bangkok or getting $1,000 gift, for example, iPhone, give a gift to somebody, they will compromise your system. I hope you got your answer.
Yes, sir. I did.
So you have to be careful about a good password and not to pass it to others. That's the system. One key mantra is that. A good, and strong password.
And for phone calls, sir, any particular thumb rule that you follow, which ones to take, which ones to avoid?
In phone call, you see from which country are they calling you from, what is that code, and if it is suspect countries like East European bloc and all that, don't take the call. Yeah, don't accept and press the button. Allow them to send a message or email or whatever it is. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah.
I think one or two questions last. One, Mr. Harvinder Singh wants to ask. Harvinderji, if you can unmute and ask.
Yes, sir. Very good evening, sir. It is.
Evening, sir.
I'm Harvinder, and I'm Harvinder from Gurgaon. And it is second time I'm listening to you, sir. First time I listened to you along with Dr. Radhakishan Pillai.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's a good friend of mine.
So today I just wanted to, I'm approaching to you just to know that if there can be any help that can be provided, because you are from police background. Recently, I was robbed with some money in the crypto world. Okay, and I approached the Gurgaon cell and asked them to register my complaint. They refused. They plainly refused that we can't register your complaint.
Sir, all police officers are doing that only. I gave you my presentation where encrypted data of companies, the police is not able to break through because it is done by Russian mafia. Many companies came here to me because I am a police commissioner and I am accessible and I am willing to help free of cost. So they all come to me and I go to the cybercrime. I was the one who made the first cybercrime cell in the country in the year 1998, 1999, when I was joint CP crime. So people come, but they say that Russian mafia has done, we have to go to Ministry of External Affairs in Delhi and they will go to Moscow through their ministry and it will take a lot of time. So we don't take your case. It is all over the country. The police is doing that. So I am not able to offer because even in Mumbai, as on today, बहुत सारे लोग भटक रहे हैं, पुलिस उसका क्राइम दाखिल नहीं करते हैं, FIR दाखिल नहीं करते हैं. इसलिए मैंने बोला पहले in my presentation that what is reported is much less. What is not registered is much more, because police software and hardware they have is very, very low in quality. People like us should put together, offer to help the people. One of the recent articles I wrote about cybersecurity, I mentioned the police department should hire young cyber experts as on contract basis. They cannot ask that Gurgaon Havaldar or sub-inspector to detect your case because they don't know what is, and judges and prosecutors and lawyers don't know what is a cyber crime. So we should hire a technically qualified young man for a short period of 1 year, 2 years, and bring one more young fellow on contract. If we do that, maybe we can detect such cases. But as on today, policemen's intelligence, their software, hardware is very backward, sir. Even in Mumbai, Gurgaon mein jo kiya hai, wahi Bombay mein ho raha hai. That's my problem. If we start a company where we can do all this help, maybe we can take a lot of profit. But companies like Google and Yahoo and various other service providers from America do not respond to police also. They respond only if it is a terrorism related case or explosions and terrorism, war against the country. If it is such matter, they respond. For loss of money and loss of modesty and all, they don't respond at all, even to police. Next one, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, for such
a
delightful session. Sorry?
Yeah, hi, this is Rohit Vermeer. If you permit, can I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, actually, it is not a question, but just a point that came from Sivanandhan Saab's just last point. I think, sir, it is an excellent idea to hire young people who are cyber knowledgeable, and can we do something to reach out to technical institutes, IITs, colleges, such that they can be brought into the cyber police stations, and then their knowledge can be used.
One minute. It's a brilliant idea to hire them, but the point is these youngsters don't come at a cheap price of a sub-inspector and inspector and things like that. The salaries the Indian policemen get are unskilled laborers' salary we get. Even as the Director General of Police, what I was getting was an unskilled laborer's salary. So these youngsters want to join Silicon Valley, California, Los Angeles, and things like that. So unless the government compensates them with that amount of money, these youngsters will not come on a contractual basis. I hope you got the problem.
Yeah,
today,
I get
the problem of the government is for everything they have budget. Do you know 22% of police jobs are vacant? Judges are also 20-25% judges are vacant because the government says we have no money to pay the salary. Pension, itna pension ho gaya hai, Sarkar is not able to give pension to people because it is run into lakhs and crores of pension. People today live longer and 80-85 years they live. So from 60 to 85 is 25 years of pension. Government is not able to give. So they are not able to recruit youngsters at the price which they command. Mr. Rohit Verma, I hope you understand what I'm saying.
I understand. Yes.
So as a concept, it is excellent. But yes, when you go to practically put to use, it is difficult. Yeah. So what the police will do when you have a case, they will take your help, ask you to bring your own CA or bring your own cyber expert, and they coordinate and make your case, something like that. They have some kind of a way of using expert at your cost.
Okay.
At your cost. Okay.
Right. Got it.
So that is outsourcing by the police. Police outsources their burden on your shoulders. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. I think we are
had a long
to
session.
The end of the session.
1 hour, 30 minutes over now. Yes.
Yeah. So before we move forward, I just request everyone to put on their camera with a smile for our team to capture the moment. And sir, thank you very much for spending time with us for such a detailed and very, very informative session which you had. And one take home which I take from this session is that have a strong password.
And also awareness. Be aware of your environment, surroundings, which way the cyber storm is blowing. You be aware. That's it, sir. Two take home.
Yeah, so thank you very much, sir. And one thing which I am going to do immediately after this session is change all my passwords. So
Strong ones.
that's the
Take
first
10
thing.
digit or
Strong
12
ones, of
digit
course.
strong one. And keep it somewhere. Otherwise, you will forget it. Next time you can't open your system. Okay. Keep it written somewhere. I don't know where, but do that.
Past presidents like Mr. M.K. Chauhan, Chaya ji, Inderpal ji, and our current president Kavita ji to join this session, and thank all our EC members to be who are present in this session, and our office to have a wonderful job to take this. And finally, sir, thank you very much to for this session. We are delightful, and it is always delight to listen to you, sir.
Thank you so much. I also enjoyed the interaction. It is wonderful. And wish everyone a very safe 2022, not only financially, even this Omicron and COVID and all that. Be safe, take care, and we will meet again some other day. All the best to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And more important is with the passion and enthusiasm with which you talk, that is an added thing to everything which you presented.
Take home. That is another take home. Age is only a number. Okay? Thank you.
So we also look forward to much more sessions in future as well, sir. And to the participants, I will request that those who are not member of BMA, please become member of BMA. It is very advantageous. You see the kind of speakers which we bring on the platform and create a platform for youngsters as well as for experienced people in the field. So thank you very much, and look forward to the future sessions as well. So thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, sir. Bye.